Today I'd like to explain why I think supercomputing installations are like professional baseball teams, and apologize in advance to viewers who think in terms of soccer or football. Every generation of computers has been faster than the last, and only the fastest at any given time are considered super. Here we see an overview of the June 2014 list of the top 500 computer installations, with a chart showing the rise in processing speed, the types of chips used, various architectures. When we look at the full list of the top 500 installations, HP edges out IBM as the leader in this market, with a 36% share to IBM's 35%. A strong showing by Cray at 10% of the supercomputer market on revenues of 0.5% of the top two vendors indicates a real focus on this market. Thinking about supercomputers as a proxy for what's in the pipeline for general solutions down the road, I've been very interested in the move IBM made by selling off its Intel-based server business to Lenovo, while investing in alternative architectures. HP seems to be doubling down with new Apollo announcements, and as we'll see in a later video, with their sneak peeks of one they call the Machine. So here we see a summary of the top 500. Intel captures over 85% of the processor market. It's not really surprising, as Intel is used in systems from HP, Cray, IBM or Lenovo, and others. IBM Power only accounts for 8% of the market, so selling their X series looks like it would really shake up the market, but I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Let's start by looking at the top 10 installations. First of all, look at the number of cores. Think about the overhead required to distribute a workload to that many cores. It has to be optimized for that particular workload. My MacBook Pro has a quad-core i7 with a terabyte of flash. The top 10 supercomputers range from a mere 116,000 to over 3 million cores. Clearly, the overall speed comes from parallelism. The actual processors in the number one Milky Way are only 2.2 gigahertz components. Now, look at the performance achieved on the standard Linpack data, which ranges from 33 petaflops down to 3 petaflops in the top 10, a performance factor of 10. That, of course, brings me to baseball. Major League Baseball, or MLB, consists of 30 teams. Each team, like a computer installation, has a number of processors or player on its active roster at any given time. 25 through August, 40 in September and October, and 26 on days where they play a doubleheader. Think of these teams as the best of the best. They're the supercomputers of baseball. And then there are the minor leagues. Starting with AAA. There are 30 AAA teams. There are also 30 AA teams, 30 high A teams, and 30 low A teams. Whenever a game is played in any league, there are 9 players on the field, 9 processors, 1 at bat, so the similarities between a major league team and a low A team are significant. You'd recognize them both as professional baseball teams, but nobody who follows the sport of baseball would mistake the Boston Red Sox or the New York Yankees for the Buffalo Bisons, the Richmond Flying Squirrels, or the Modesto Nuts. They're literally not in the same league. With that in mind, I wondered if there really are 500 supercomputer sites. We saw that the performance difference between the number 1 and number 10 site is 10 to 1, perhaps similar to the performance between top MLB talent and the minor leagues. Let's concentrate for a minute on the top of the top 500 supercomputer installations. In the top 5, there are 2 systems from IBM, 1 from Cray, 1 from Fujitsu, and the fastest one of all from NUDT. Their processors are IBM Power, AMD, Intel, and SPARC 64. In the top 10, IBM still leads, Cray breaks away, and Dell makes an appearance while Fujitsu and NUDT lose a little ground. So in the top 10, the systems that range from 33 down to 3 petaflops. IBM has 4 Power-based systems, Cray has 2 Intel-powered solutions, and 1 AMD. Fujitsu has SPARC 64, and NUDT and Dell each have an Intel-based system. IBM's sale of its X series Intel-based servers started to make more sense to me after I looked at the top of the pile, if you will. Looking at the top 25, SGI appears as a contender. IBM and Cray hold their leadership positions, including 2 IBM legacy X-series systems. And at this point, performance ranges from 33 petaflops down to about 1.4. I actually think it's hard to argue that number 1 and number 25 are playing the same game, let alone being in the same league. But let's take it a little further. In the top 50, IBM and Cray are again number 1 and 2 in market share, with SGI holding at number 3. And HP finally appears with the 39th fastest supercomputer installation, running at just under 1 petaflop. It's actually 976 teraflops. It's like IBM and Cray are the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox of supercomputing. While it would be tempting to joke and say that Francis Bull is the Durham Bulls of supercomputing, they actually come in with the 26th fastest installation. So I think HP is actually the Durham Bulls of supercomputing. Not what I expected after reading the stats for the full top 500. Now, in fairness, HP partnered with NEC on the 13th fastest installation, but they're listed as second bill, and it's not alphabetical. Next time, we'll look at the emergence of neuromorphic computing and convergence with cognitive computing, all under the high-performance computing tent. Thanks for watching.